Back in the house with a 9-4.
You did good, sir.
I feel like Princess Peach, rose gold on my Mercedes. Rose gold on my bitch, looking like her name Mercedes. I need a hoe who down, my little eyes, what up ladies? Switched out the friendly smile, but the face that reads, fuck you pay me. Ain't got babies, I just overdose off coke, and if I know, they hope I die.
What's up, guys? We are back with another week of XiX Pick Em. I'm depressed again, unfortunately. My name is XiX from XiX Sports Network.
And I'm Ethan from Mistaken for Bacon.
Well, we have yet another week of NFL football. And if you guys watch this week of NFL football, I'm not happy about it. But how was your week, anything?
It was pretty fun. There was, again, a lot of good college games, a lot of good games going on in the MLB playoffs, you know what I mean? The NFL games were good this weekend. There wasn't too many upsets or anything, but it was a good week. The Cowboys did get, annihilated. But, other than that, I think it was a good week all around in the league. And, the Rams had their bye week, so there wasn't nothing to get mad about this week, So it was fun. It was a fun week of football and sports in general.
I think for me, all I did was just work again. So I really didn't do much. I watched the game. Actually, I watched the game with my mom and my mom's boyfriend at a bar. And that bar ended up being an Eagle fan club, so it's kind of uncomfortable. And it was also our first time watching the game in a public setting, just for them to get rocked, so that wasn't fun. But other than that, it was a pretty decent weekend, pretty chill weekend. I guess we can start off with our college football results. Starting off with your NMSU Aggies getting defeated by Jacksonville State, 54-13. Oh wait, before we start though, me and Ethan talked on the way over here, and we decided that we started doing the score predictions last episode. So if we are able to land the score predictions, basically get it right, that'll score a point for us on our predictions. But that's probably impossible. But we'll see. You actually predicted that NMSU was going to beat Jacksonville State 27-24.
Yeah, I was a little too hopeful there.
Jacksonville State defeated NMSU 54-13. What happened?
It was just, bad play all around, obviously, by the score. Jacksonville State is kind of a good team. I haven't really studied up on them.
Mm-hmm.
I know they're an FBS team. I know they play in the Conference USA, but I didn't really know too much about them, but they play really well, so you can't really do too much, I guess, when you're NMSU. It's a new year with a new coach and a new quarterback. A lot of like I said recently, a lot of our players left to Vanderbilt, who got another win against Kentucky. Shout out to them again. But it was just rough. But we're gonna keep our heads high for tomorrow, actually, against Louisiana Tech. So
True. A game on a Tuesday. That's wild. And then for my favorite CUSA team, UTEP Miners, still defeated, 0-6 now. They lost to Western Kentucky, 44-17. Not much. We watched it with him as well as Thrash. Not much to say about it. Defense looks like ass. Play calling is pretty ass. That screen pass all the way down to the field, though, was dope. Other than that, though, I'm sorry. I lost hope already. Like, there's not even that much I can say. It's tough to be excited already. It's tough to be, there's not much to even say about the season anymore. Yeah. And then your Michigan Wolverines got a bye, and then my Texas Longhorns defeated Oklahoma Sooners 34-3.
it was
interesting.
It was.
Of course, what's his name? Danny Stutzman, that one piece of shit linebacker from the Sooners.
Yeah.
Was all talking, saying that, what did he say last year? Only Oklahoma fears God, Texas fears Oklahoma.
I saw that, yeah.
It seems like only Texas fears God and Oklahoma fears the end zone, because they only scored 3 points, while Texas scored a whopping 34 points, and now the Golden Hat is back in Austin.
Yeah.
Other than that was a pretty short college football week. There's not really no much excitement besides the Red River Showdown, or rivalry game, whatever.
That is true, but don't forget also the Ohio State and Oregon.
True.
They went back and forth. That was my favorite game of the week, honestly. I think that was game of the year so far in college football. That game was fun. It was very intense. So
Of course, the ending where he decided to run the ball and slide with no points left, and of course the game expired.
It was, yeah.
Other than that, what else? Other marquee college football games happened?
I'm trying to remember the back of my head. Honestly, yeah, it was on the only two. There was Alabama almost lost again to the South Carolina Gamecocks. They barely won 25-27. That was interesting. Oh, as well as the LSU Tigers. Got the job done against number 9 Ole Miss.
That's right.
That game went to overtime. That was a perfect game. Shout out to Thrash. I know he was probably excited about that. But there were some good games. I think there was a lot of blowouts, but I'm looking forward to this week. You know, with Georgia coming down to Austin and playing number 1 Texas.
That one's gonna be exciting.
It's gonna be great, honestly.
But we'll wait till that one to talk about it. Other than that, I guess that wraps up our college football recaps. So that wraps up our college football recaps. Now going on to our Week 6 recap. It was actually a really good week for us, and it was actually technically our best week. I am once again in first place though. We're at 11-2. You are at second place, right behind me at 10-3. The games that we got wrong though was the Saints versus Buccaneers. We both got that wrong. Of course, I got the Cowboys versus Lions wrong. We'll talk about that right now. You got the Redskins. I'm sorry, the Commanders. Don't cancel me. The Commanders. The Commanders losing to the Ravens. You got that one wrong. The Saints and Buccaneers wrong. You got that one as well. And you also got the Broncos versus Chargers wrong. I guess we can start off with that one. Why'd you decide the Broncos was going to win?
You know, I was believing in the Bronco country. You know, they had rattled off some good wins after starting off 0-3. I think Sean Payton's a good coach, and, you know, I thought it was going to be a better game. It was a divisional game. I was watching that game towards the end. Broncos just couldn't get anything on offense. Honestly, Bo Nix was just, you know, wasn't getting it together. Wasn't connecting with his receivers. And the Chargers, you know, they looked a little more settled. And they even lost Jim Harbaugh in the middle of the game for some reason.
Oh, wait, what do you mean? Wait,
Yeah,
what? I didn't hear about that.
Something about, like, some illness or something.
In the middle of the game?
Yeah, but everybody says that he just had to go take a shit. I don't know. But, yeah, he was out. He was... that's what they said. That's the rumor, because he looks fine. But despite that, the Chargers were still able to get the job done. You know, they were humming on the offense, and you know, like I said, the defense was, you know, doing their thing. And the Broncos couldn't get anything together. So I just thought that the Broncos were going to come out a little bit more fiery. They were at home, but yeah, didn't really look too good for them. So they look forward to New Orleans.
And what about the Ravens versus
the Commanders? You know, I thought that the Commanders were going to be...
I don't blame you for picking the Commanders, but
yeah, I was trying to be like the upset route. I think they came out good though. They looked good. The defense didn't look really too well. The Baltimore Ravens did whatever they wanted to do on offense. You know, like I said, they're getting that run game together with Lamar and Derrick Henry. That's kind of the dream. You know, that they were hyping that up all off season.
Yeah.
And now we're finally seeing like how that works. They're just too quick, and you know, when the defense is down and tired, they give the ball to Derrick Henry, and you know, it's game over. So. They're looking really good over there in Baltimore, but I just thought that the Commanders were going to pull that one out. But you know, credit to them, they came close. So
yeah, it was a really good game. It was a really close game. Kind of watched the first half of it, and then I got ready to go beat up my mom. But yeah, Commanders actually kept up close.
Yeah.
And I started talking about it with my stepdad. I don't even think the Eagles are like the top. I don't think it was supposed to be the Cowboys-Eagles battling out. At this point, who knows? Even it is going to be the Cowboys as well. But I think Commanders might be the strongest now. And of course, the Eagles barely squeaking past the win against the Browns. They're not really looking tough.
Yeah.
Cowboys getting annihilated. Give me a few seconds to talk about it right now. Giants are Giants. They're not going to be much. Looks like the Commanders might be a good top-tier team in the NFC East.
They may be the favorite this year.
And then for me, the picks that I got wrong was the Saints versus Bucks. I mean, I forgot that. I didn't even know that Derek Carr wasn't even going to start. It was Spencer Rattler.
Yeah.
He looked pretty decent. Yeah. And, of course, Buccaneers came back. Scored 50 points on the defense, actually. Yeah, I guess that's basically what we could say. We didn't expect the
Buccaneers they came out, you know, they came out and they fired on all cylinders. Chris Godwin had, I believe, 140 yards. They were just the better team, you know, obviously.
And then, yeah. And, of course, I picked the Cowboys to defeat the Lions. Now, doesn't necessarily mean I picked the Cowboys. I kind of figured that it was going to be a game. It was going to be a tough one. I didn't figure we were gonna get murdered like this. I didn't expect that. It was bad. I mean, the Saints game was bad. The Saints game, like, I felt violated. Yeah. I feel like I got killed and brought back just to get killed again because that game was bad. Yeah. Defense just looks lost. And I get it. We lost. We don't have Micah. We don't have Kendricks. We don't have DeMarcus. But at the same time, to not even put up it was tough. Yeah, offense looked bad too. And then everything just seems like it's falling apart. The only good thing that came out of this was that it was on Jerry Jones' birthday. Yeah. Because I hope this is a realization for him to realize that, hey, we're not flowing like you think we are. Everything's not moving like you think we are. We're struggling. We are lacking a few things that we need. I get it. He's old. He's probably senile. But somebody needs to fucking tell him this. And then they fucking started Zeke again, which probably coincidentally after Zeke was complaining that he wasn't contributing. But it's because you're not contributing shit.
Yeah, he's not the Zeke of old anymore.
Yeah, he's not. He can't use his name as star power. he's not. He's washed. He's washed. Rico Dowdle. Not saying Rico Dowdle's the greatest running back to touch the earth, but he's a lot more productive than Zeke. And then it was just a bad game, bad fucking game. Cowboys are now 3-3 though. They're heading to the bye week. I'm kind of glad that we don't have to talk about Cowboys anymore from this point on. Kind of need that little detox from them for a bit.
Yeah.
All right, now back to what the whole reason why you watch this. Back to our Week 7 picks. Starting off with Thursday Night Football, we got the Denver Broncos taking on the New Orleans Saints. Take it away.
So this game's gonna be in the Superdome, guys. The New Orleans Saints, man, 4 straight losses. That's rough. That is really rough. My uncle's a Saints fan, and I was talking to him the other day, yesterday when the results happened, and he was just very upset. That is wild. 4 straight losses after they had beaten up on the Cowboys. They started off with a fiery start.
Against the Falcons, right? Who did they
Maybe
beat?
the Panthers week 1.
Yeah, it's Panthers.
They had a good game with the Eagles in week 3. And then week 4, they also had a good game with the Falcons. But ever since then, the Chiefs game was bad. This game was bad for the Saints recently against the Buccaneers. They're falling apart. I don't know what's going on with them. They have the pieces, to be good, but everything's not really putting together. I believe Spencer Rattler's going to start this game. So we'll see what happens there. It is going to be in New Orleans. New Orleans is always, a fiery environment, especially on these primetime games. On the Broncos side of things, they lost that game against the Chargers. I thought they were going to win that, but they came up short. Obviously, Bo Nix couldn't really figure things out there. I think this is going to be a game between two teams that, they're fighting to not be, like a top 10 draft pick team, to put it in the nicest way. For that reason, I have to pick the Saints, even if they do start. I believe Spencer Rattler will start.
Yeah, I don't think Derek Carr's going to come back. Because he also has, Quinn Ewers had the oblique injury.
Yeah.
So I don't think he was going to come back anytime soon.
It'll take a while. But Spencer Rattler looked good. One of the interceptions wasn't his fault, a little tip ball. So I think he looked good in that game. It was just the Buccaneers were just they're just a more powerful team, really. They're looking really good this year. But yeah, I just think that the Denver Broncos, they're not going to be able to really do much this game, which they might be. It's going to be the big highlight, it's Sean Payton versus his old team. And I just think that the Saints are going to want that game more. So I'm going to have to pick New Orleans in the Superdome.
And I'm going to have to agree there, too. Broncos, I'm not going to say they look like a mess. I feel like it's more of a team like the Cowboys, or everything looks like a mess. Broncos are just, of course, they just drafted the new quarterback. They're starting out new, starting out fresh. Sean Payton's at the helm. But the Saints are more, like what you said, a stronger team. And I'm pretty sure at this point they're hungry for a redemption win. 0-4 after having so much hype. Defeating the Panthers. Yes, the Panthers. But start off the season blowing out your opponent, especially a division rival's dope.
Yeah.
Blowing out Cowboys in Jerry's World is dope, unfortunately. And then, of course, losing 4 straight. I feel like this is going to be an easy win for them to get that redemption, start building up, eventually having Derek Carr's return, start preparing for that as well. Should be an easy win for the Saints in Superdome. Up next, we have the London game, Patriots at Jaguars. Poor Jaguars are stuck with back-to-back London games now.
So the Jaguars, man, I don't know what their infatuation with London is. They've played there ever since they brought along Shahid Khan as the owner of the Jaguars. So this game right here, I forgot what the result was with the Jaguars this past week. I don't even know. Did they play even? I forget.
They lost. No. Damn. No, I think they might have lost. They might have had a bye week.
They might have had. I think the Patriots did. I don't know. I can't really remember. Because these two teams.
Oh, they played the Bears.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, that's right. Because they played in London. Okay. So, yeah, they got slapped around by Chicago, and I did say in last week's episode that the Jaguars always play in London. They always play better, but that didn't look good at all. On the Patriots side of things, they had a bad loss to the Texans. They just got again slapped around. This is two teams that got slapped around in week 6, Sam. So I hope it's a good game for the people out in London. I don't think it will be. I think these two teams they're starting to really reel off the rails. I think everybody thought coming into the year the Jaguars were going to be a little bit better than they were. Just 2 years ago, guys, they were in the playoffs against the Kansas City Chiefs. You know what I mean? And it's kind of sad to see how far they've fallen. I do hope they pick it back together. On the Patriots side, they're just, again, like I've said recently, they're going through their tank year. They don't have everything together, so they got to tank. I'm going to have to pick the Jaguars. I think they're going to pick it back up. Again, Jacksonville is like their second. London is like their second home. I think that the Patriots just aren't going to be matched up well against the Jaguars. That the Jaguars have a little bit of pieces together. I think Drake May's too inexperienced. I think they're starting Drake May again, which I don't know why they're doing that.
He had that long deep ball though.
Yeah.
That deep ball is nice.
That is true. I think they should still stick to developing him on the bench though. But yeah, I just think that Jacksonville is gonna want this one a little bit more, and they're gonna want to get back to Jacksonville with some smiles on their faces.
For me, on the other hand, I have the Patriots taking it. I feel like the Patriots are, believe it or not, I have more confidence in the Patriots winning this than the Jaguars. Jaguars, I just feel, like, not to use it again, but messy. They had a lot of hype. They were just in the playoffs a couple years ago, and they had a really solid team a couple years ago with Trevor Lawrence at the helm.
Yeah.
But I don't know, just everything just looks messy. They still only have one win, 7 weeks into the season. I have the confidence that the Patriots will take this one.
Okay.
Next, we have a really good one, NFC North showdown, Lions versus Vikings.
Lions versus Vikings, man. I believe this game's in Minnesota. I forget.
Yes, it is.
This is gonna be a really good game. Undefeated versus 4-1. Detroit guys. Detroit looked. We don't have to even say it, but they looked awesome yesterday. They looked. Not even awesome. They just looked physical, guys. Football is a physical game, and Detroit, I feel like, has the best offensive line in the league, bar none. That the way they pushed around the Cowboys yesterday was just a testament to that. They've been pushing around teams ever since week 1 when they played us. I saw that week 1. I told you guys week 1. They're fucking physical. That team is just on fire. Dan Campbell has his guys ready to play. I kind of had some distaste for them after the way last year ended, and the way this year started, but I can't hate the Lions forever. They're not really a team you can hate. They haven't really had these moments before, so I'm happy for them, and I'm happy for my former quarterback Jared Goff. Detroit they're playing with that fire right now. On Minnesota's side of things, they had that bye week, but they're also looking like on fire. With our El Paso boy Aaron Jones, at the running back spot. Sam Darnold, Sammy Sleeves, he's finally, I think he's found, a home with the Minnesota Vikings. At least for this year, because they got J.J. McCarthy. But, Sam Darnold looks really good with Minnesota. I feel like Minnesota's a team that no matter who they put at quarterback, they're going to succeed well. We saw it with Kirk Cousins. We saw it a couple years ago with Case Keenum.
Yeah.
They do well with the quarterback position. This game's going to be a really good game, guys. And I love the Vikings. I think they're a good team. But I'm going to have to go with the Detroit Lions, guys. They're on fire. I think they're going to want this game more. If they win this game, they're first in the NFC North. That's crazy to say they're not first in the NFC North, but I think they're just going to be the more physical team. But it will be a close game for sure. I'm going to take Detroit.
I'm going to have to agree as well. Lions are just on fire. That game, really should put, people's perspective. It should make people realize that the Lions are here to stay. I'm not saying I doubted the Lions. I really didn't. Honestly, I had a feeling that we had more of a chance of losing to the Lions than we did the Steelers. Of course, Steelers was more of a game. Mm-hmm. That was a really fun game. On the other hand, though, Lions just mollywopped us. They just embarrassed us, beat on us, put salt in the wound, everything. It was a bad game. And honestly, I have more confidence that the Lions will take it. I feel like just looking at the strength of schedule the past couple weeks, I feel like the Lions have played stronger opponents. I'm going to have to take them on this one. Maybe, I don't know. I feel like Sam Darnold is going to eventually fall off the wagon.
Yeah.
And they're going to realize Sam Darnold that we all know is going to come back. And maybe the Vikings aren't going to end up being the top team in the NFC North. It might just be between the Lions and the Packers.
Yeah, perhaps.
Up next, we have... Oh, that shit fell off. Up next, we have the Titans and Bills.
The Titans and Bills, guys. Where's this game going to be played at?
In Buffalo.
In Buffalo.
Or
Buffalo's
was
playing
it Orchard Park, New
Orchard
York?
Park, yeah. And they're temporary home until 2027 when they get their brand new stadium, the new Orchard Park. I think this game should be easy. Buffalo's playing right now against the New York Jets. We don't know the results of that game. It was going pretty hard, honestly.
No, last time we checked, it was 20-20. Oh, and we didn't even address that. We both picked the Bills to win on the Monday night game, so the scores wouldn't be affected. But yeah, let's continue.
But I think it should be an easy pick. Titans, they're really not doing too well. They had a competitive game with the Colts the other day, but it's their division rival. They always bring it.
They always say that, yeah.
So, yeah, I think it should be an easy pick for everybody. Buffalo Bills all the way.
Yeah, that's going to be an easy pick. I agree as well. Titans are the joke of the league. Will Levis gets memed every freaking week. And I think that's the only thing you can even, imagine or remember about the Titans this year is the fact that Will Levis gets memed. My boy Tony Pollard is on it, unfortunately. I'm just going to say now, Tony should have stayed. As you can tell, our running back spot's still technically open.
Yeah.
But this is an easy pick. Titans just don't look strong. I'm going to have to take the Bills on this one. Bills look great. Yeah, simple pick. And this one, the next game actually struggled because, they're both, mid to a point that's kind of hard to tell like which team would come out on top. But the Miami Dolphins taking on the Indianapolis Colts.
The Miami Dolphins and Indy. Yeah, I kind of struggled with this game too. Dolphins, ever since they lost Tua, they haven't really been, getting anything together. I think they still have Tyler Huntley starting, but it's just not. It's not as explosive as if they had Tua. You know what I mean? On the Colts side, they picked up the win against the Jaguars. Joe Flacco's been balling for the Colts, but Anthony Richardson is back for the Colts this Sunday. He's a person I've been high on. He's a little bit reckless with the football, but I think that him coming back from this injury is going to be able to he's going to be able to put things together better than they have been. The receivers are pretty well. Josh Downs, Michael Pittman Jr. is always a good receiver.
Mm-hmm.
They have a decent team. I don't think they have anything crazy there, but they should be enough to beat the Indianapolis Colts. To beat the Miami Dolphins. Sorry.
Yeah.
So I believe this game's in Indianapolis.
Yes.
So I'm gonna have to take the Colts there.
Yeah, I struggle with this one again because the lack of quarterback. Joe Flacco, though, I feel like has been better. Obviously, I guess Tyler Huntley's starting for Dolphins.
Yeah.
I still thought it was Skylar Thompson. This one I just struggled with it, but I just kind of thought about it, put the pros and cons together. Like you said, Anthony Richards coming back. A team's always gonna be better with their original starting quarterback. It's gonna be really. Should be a really easy game for the Colts to win, but we'll have to wait and see. But I do have the Colts. Up next, we have the Seahawks versus Falcons, and probably might be a good little game.
I think this game will be good. So, this game I think is going to be, a pretty good game. These two teams, they're matched up evenly, I believe. Seahawks, they lost last week to the 49ers at home. That was a bad loss. They never really seem to put it together against the 49ers. I don't know why in recent years.
You say that because Rams always beat them.
On the other side of the football, the Atlanta Falcons, they got a good win against the Carolina Panthers, which is the Panthers. They haven't been playing their best football this year.
Some could say, yeah.
But yeah, I think they should be a pretty good game. Like I said, they're matched up evenly in competition terms. But I think that the Falcons are going to want this game a little bit more. I think they're going to, do more to win this game and improve to 5-2. So I'm going to have to take Atlanta there.
Yeah, I feel like, not to disrespect the Seahawks, but this should be an easy pick. Falcons are more of the stronger team. More of the team that's most likely going to make the playoffs, have playoff aspirations. We expected the Seahawks at the beginning of the season to be a contender.
Mm-hmm.
After they lost to the Giants, though, kind of just showed how they are. And then, of course, I also watched that game against the Niners on Thursday Night Football, where Seahawks didn't get it together either. Falcons, surprisingly, have it under control. They have Kirk Cousins, which is pretty cool. I like to see someone like Kirk Cousins, someone unproblematic and just wants to play the game. That's my dog hitting her head on the freaking table, which is also the second time that's happened in the past hour. As I was saying, though, Kirk Cousins just seems to be the glue that's helping out that Falcons offense.
Yeah,
so
sure.
I'm going to have to take the Falcons on this one. And up next, another good game. We got C.J. Stroud and the Texans taking on Jordan Love and the Packers.
So
Thrash is a favorite player. Is Love even back?
I believe he is.
Jordan
He
Love's
is.
back,
He's
okay.
been back, yeah. I think it should be a good game. These two teams look like teams that are going to be in the playoffs this year, for sure, with the Texans. Packers are finally bringing things together.
I know we had actually just finished saying that we thought Packers were overrated.
Yeah. I do still think they're not as good as people say, even with Jordan Love back and everything. But, they are a team that's, probably going to be there, probably going to be at the dance, putting their ticket in. But, for this game, I'm going to have to, go ahead and take Texans, C.J. Stroud has been balling on every, facet of the game. They've been playing with fire every week. I forget who their one loss was to, but ever since then,
Texans. Who was it?
Ever since then, they've been, just on fire, guys. So I'm going to ride the hot hand here, and I think that the Houston Texans, that they're just playing really well this year. Even with Nico Collins out.
Oh, also the Vikings 34-7.
Oh, okay. So,
Damn, man, what you're saying the Vikings haven't played that many good teams. Never mind. I take that back. I still think the Lions are gonna
I
win.
picked the Vikings in that game. Actually, I remember against the Texans. So
Yeah, you did.
But yeah, I think that the Texans, they have a lot of good receivers. Even with Nico Collins, their top receiver out, man, they still have Stephon Diggs. They still have
Tank
Tank
Dell.
Dell. Like it's kind of crazy, honestly. They have a lot of receivers, guys. They have one of the best running backs in the league, Joe Mixon, and they just got everything. It's crazy to see where the Texans are now to where they were a couple years ago.
Yeah.
When they made the DeAndre Hopkins trade and just all the controversy.
Bill O'Brien.
Yeah, and all the controversy with Deshaun Watson. I'm happy for them. They're balling on Houston. So yeah, I'm just gonna take the Texans here.
Yeah, that's an easy one. It's a good game. It should be an exciting game, but it's an easy pick as well. Texans should take it. Still a lot of not so much uncertainty. Packers, like you said, are starting to prove that they're a team to be worried about. but they're not just there yet.
Yeah.
Texans, on the other hand, like you said, the freaking strength on their roster. No Nico Collins. We've still got Tank Dell, Stephon Diggs. Tank Dell. Stephon Diggs, Joe Mixon. And C.J. Stroud is a hell of a talent. And my former Cowboy, Dalton Schultz.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, we got A$AP Fergie. We got Ferguson, Jake Ferguson, so we fine. But this should be an easy game. Texans take it here. Up next, we got the battle of the AFC North. AFC North, the Bengals and Browns in Cleveland.
Man, the AFC North, man, they always get heated in those rivalries. This is the Battle of Ohio, Cleveland versus Cincinnati. Where's this game being played at, Sam?
In Cleveland.
What? Cleveland? All right, so it's going to be over in Cleveland. The Browns, they played really well against Philadelphia this recent week. I think that was a testament to where they're getting better, But the Bengals also had, I wouldn't say like a big struggle against New York, but I would say it was somewhat of a struggle. They couldn't get anything. I think it was 7-0 heading into halftime. So, final score was 17-7, I believe. I think the Bengals are gonna take this game. I think it should be easy for everybody to pick, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Browns won it. I think it'll be a close game. But the Bengals are finally putting things together. I think they're gonna need this win. Like we said recently, they started 1-4 last week.
Yeah.
They got their second win, so they're 2-4. But they're in a tough division. It's a tougher conference. They're gonna need this one if they want to make the playoffs. Gonna go ahead and take Cincinnati here.
Like you said, should be a pick, easy pick. I picked the Bengals as well. I don't know if I would be surprised. I don't know if the Browns were to win though, I'd be shocked because I still don't take the Browns serious. Of course, my Cowboys beat on them, but I don't think that meant shit. I think it just proves how bad the Browns are.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Bengals are fine. They're working together. They're making everything function now against the Ravens. They had a good game. They, I guess, not so much struggled, but it was a boring ass game against the Giants, 17-7. Maybe they're starting to put pieces together. Maybe Joe Burrow's finally getting back into the swing of things. Shouldn't be a game that the Bengals lose, but I have to take the Bengals on this one.
For sure.
And up next, my NFC East best friends, Eagles taking on the Giants in MetLife.
And the Philadelphia Eagles versus the New York Giants. Another great division rivalry that's had a lot of history to it. Everybody remembers the Miracle on the Meadowlands, both of them. I don't know. I think this will be a close game, honestly, because like I said recently, Philadelphia has not been playing their best football. New York, on the other hand, they did have that bad loss against the Bengals, but I think for the 2 weeks previous to that, they had won and they actually looked pretty decent. So I think that'll be a close game. It'll either be a close game or Philadelphia's gonna blow them out of the water.
Yeah,
either
probably.
way, I'm gonna have to take Birds on this one. They're gonna need to take a win here to stay, I think, competitive with the Commanders and the Cowboys. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think it should be an easy win. But I think Giants are gonna give them a fight. But I'm gonna take Philadelphia.
It should be an easy pick. I'm going to pick the Eagles as well. But I wouldn't be surprised because it's the NFC East. It ends up being a shootout and end up being like Eagles win by a field goal or whatever.
Yeah.
But in retrospect, Eagles should blow out the Giants. We'll have to wait and see, though. But I have the Eagles taking it. Up next, we have the Raiders. We should have brought Big Lou for this episode. The Raiders taking on the Rams.
The Raiders taking on the Rams in SoFi, guys. Guys, there's no hiding it. I know there's going to be a lot of Raiders fans there in that game. But the Raiders haven't beat us since 2010, I'm not going to jinx myself,
I know I wouldn't, because what did Lewis say there?
I'm not going to let this kind of what, guys. But, yeah, Lewis had said that the Broncos hadn't beat the Las Vegas Raiders at all.
In like 8 games, and then
They
he
did,
jinxed
so
it.
I'm going to do my best not to jinx the Rams. Obviously, I'm going to pick the Rams, guys. Every week. We had our bye week this recent week. I think Cooper Kupp may play in this game. If not this game, the next game against the Vikings on Thursday Night Football. But, the Raiders, they don't look too good. They lost pretty badly to the Pittsburgh
Against the
Steelers.
yes. Yeah.
They got Aiden O'Connell starting now. Yeah, they just don't look. They don't look the best, guys. Apparently, Devontae Adams is going to stay with the team.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought they're. No, just leave, dog.
Yeah.
Like, just trade.
I think he should leave. I hope he doesn't play this game because if he does, our secondary is getting torn up.
I don't think he's gonna play.
It'll probably be a close game either way because we don't look the best. We're injured, right? But I think we're gonna. I think even in my brain and my heart, I think we're gonna take it. I think this is gonna be the win that we really need. We need this win, Otherwise, we're 1-5 and it's gonna look bad, guys. But last year we started 3-6, so I do have faith still in what they could do. I don't think they're gonna really make the playoffs anymore, but you want to finish the season on a high note. So I do. I want to beat the Raiders. I don't want the Raiders, guys. So yeah, I think they should take this win.
Yeah, this again, I'm gonna have to agree as well. I really don't have a second. Really?
Give me a second, guys.
All right, my bad. My dogs were messing around behind my tripod and they knocked my camera down. But as I was saying, this should be an easy win for the Rams. I guess because of the whole Battle of Los Angeles thing, even though the Rams are still, or the Raiders are in Vegas now,
Yeah.
the Battle of Los Angeles aspect's going to be there. It's going to be a lot of Raiders fan in SoFi.
Yeah.
But Raiders look like shit. They lost to the Steelers. They still struggled against the Browns. No matter how many times my brother wants to pretend it's a good win, no, it's not.
And the Browns got screwed that game, guys. Don't forget.
And the Browns got screwed that game as well. But yeah, it should be an easy win for the Rams. The Rams are not looking as strong either, but I want the Raiders to lose, so I'm gonna manifest that they lose, and I'm gonna go by picking the Rams.
Let's go.
Up next, we have the Panthers taking on the Commanders.
Man, guys, the Panthers versus the Commanders. This is two teams that play pretty close to each other geographically. So, there'll be a pretty good game, depending on, like, fan-wise, there'll be a lot of fans, of both teams at this game. But it should be an easy win for the Commanders, guys. Commanders look great, firing on all cylinders against the Ravens, but coming just a little bit short. I mean, what was, I believe, the best game of Week 6, by far. But yeah, the Panthers, they were in it against the Atlanta Falcons, but they just, they slipped up at the end. I don't know what's going on over there in Carolina. They did beat the Raiders that one time, but it's just been bad ever since then. Again, should be an easy pick. We do say that, but you never know with the underdogs and stuff. But I feel like this one should definitely be an easy pick, guys. If you had to put your money on any game, I'd put it on this one. I'm gonna have to take Jaden Daniels and the Washington Commanders to go to 5-2.
And I'm unfortunately have to agree. My NFC East rival. Hey man, I think Commanders are just a surprise of the league. I didn't expect this at all. When they drafted Jaden Daniels, I was like, okay, you know what, fuck, that's a good pick. Like, I can't get mad at that. But I didn't expect it to be this year. I always said at least maybe next year, if not the year after. But yeah, they're firing on all cylinders, like you said. They almost beat the Ravens. It's a good team.
Yeah.
My Cowboys didn't do shit against the Ravens. They're looking really good. They're looking really, really good. And the Panthers are the joke of the league. Simple. Should be an easy win. Commanders should take it. Up next, we have the Super Bowl rematch. The Chiefs taking on the Niners.
Man, guys, the Super Bowl rematch, guys. Ooh, we watched the Super Bowl last year. This past year. It was such a great game.
Yeah, for Chucky's birthday.
Between the Chiefs and the 49ers, that was a blast.
I think it's actually, it got vlogged. Or vlog. Should be like 4 or 5. I forgot which one.
Guys, go watch that one, guys. But yeah, it's just I love this matchup, and partly I love it just because Patrick Mahomes has never lost to the 49ers in his career. They played, I believe, it'd be 5 times now, including the 2 Super Bowls with this game. So I'm not trying to jinx him. I was kind of considering picking the 49ers just so that if they win, I could have something to look forward to.
Yeah.
I'll just pick the Chiefs. I love the Chiefs. I love Mahomes. He's like one of my favorite quarterbacks in the world. They're a good team, guys. I like the Chiefs. They're a good team. They're still undefeated. No matter how people want to put them down. I say this every week. No matter how much people want to put them down, nobody's has stepped up to the king yet. It's been 3 years, 2 years. They've been running through the league. I don't think that stops here. It's their foes. They're gonna be playing in Levi's Stadium. I think they know the magnitude of this game. It's the Chiefs. They're not stupid. I think this is finally gonna be the game that Mahomes plays a lot better than he has been recently. And I just the 49ers are still that Super Bowl contender, but they're kind of starting to they're at 3-3, which is I don't think where they wanted to be heading in the year. They're gonna be playing a little more pissed off into these next couple weeks. But this is gonna be a game, man. It's Fox's game of the week, America's game of the week. So it's gonna be on prime national television. But like I said, I think the Chiefs, they understand the magnitude of this game, and they're gonna stay undefeated, I think. So yeah.
And for me, on the other hand, I'm also going to be picking the Chiefs for another reason. Cowboys play the Niners after Cowboys get off their bye week. Not to bring up the Cowboys here, but I also forgot to mention that Micah Parsons will be coming back after the bye week. Deron Bland will be coming back after the bye week, I believe so. Lawrence, I think, maybe need 1 more week, and then he'll come back. So, and the Kendricks as well will come back. We need the bye week. But we also need the 49ers to lose this fucking game. I believe in momentum, and I feel like if the Niners defeat a big, strong team like the Chiefs, especially the fact that they're undefeated, and giving them the first week will give them that freaking clarification to go balls to the wall against my Cowboys. I already took in so many damn blowouts. I don't need another one. And I need the Cowboys. We need another win. This whole bullshit of freaking being undefeated in away games but being defeated at home games is bullshit. But Cowboys do play 49ers at Levi's, and I need the Chiefs to win this one. Other than that, though, of course, obviously it's Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. It's a hell of a team. They're the new dynasty. They're the new Patriots, basically.
Yeah.
It's a simple pick. This could really go like back and forth because of the rivalry and because the Niners still a good team. They're just not having their year, I guess.
Yeah.
But the Chiefs should take this one easily. Up next, we got the Jets taking on the Steelers in
Man,
Pittsburgh.
It's gonna be Sunday Night Football. I brought this up to Sam recently, but it was kind of crazy to me that the Steelers played Sunday Night Football against the Cowboys. They went to go play in Las Vegas this past week. Now they're back home for Sunday Night Football against the Jets. So it's kind of crazy, you know. That's pretty cool. I think for the people of Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh finally coming off an electric win. You know, they broke their losing streak against the Las Vegas Raiders this past week. On the Jets side of things, I don't know if they had won or not, but despite if they won or not tonight, they looked pretty good, you know, against the Bills.
Could check real quick this week.
Aaron Rodgers, you know, he was firing on all cylinders in this game. It's going to be a good game, I think. I think it's going to be a lot better than people expected.
Bills actually defeat Jets 23-20.
Dang, guys, 23-20.
So we got our picks right. So that puts us at 12-2, 11-3.
So I think it's going to be a good game, man. But now that you say that, what's that? What's Jets' records now? Like 2-4 now?
Jets? Give me 1 second. Jets are... Okay, never mind. I lost it. Yeah, I think probably.
I think they are 2-4. That's kind of bad, guys. If they lose this game against the Pittsburgh Steelers, they're going to be 2-5. You know, on the Steelers side of things, you know, with that fiery win in Las Vegas. Sorry.
Man, we're just having a nostalgic episode. I said Redskins earlier. Now you said Oakland.
Yeah, it's crazy, guys. It's crazy how much the NFL changes, guys. But you know, rambling aside, I'm going to have to take the Pittsburgh Steelers to defeat the Jets and, you know, get their season back on track to where they want it.
On the other hand, sorry, let me get my things back in order. Yeah, I also have the Steelers. Jets, I don't know, man. Them firing Robert Saleh, like 5 weeks into the season. I don't think the season is as bad to fire head coach that quick. I really didn't like that. I kind of put a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah.
Steelers, on the other hand, they got their first win against the Raiders. Yes, it's the Raiders, but it's the first win. And I feel like they're also going to be able to take over the Jets, too. Playing in, I forgot what it's called, Heinz Field, Acrisure Stadium, home field advantage. Steelers should take this one. I don't know. It feels like Aaron Rodgers is just not clicking with the Jets.
Yeah.
And this is technically his first year, of course, losing his Achilles last year. Other than that, though, yeah, Steelers should take this one. Now moving on to our Monday Night Football games, a doubleheader. We got the Ravens taking on the Bucks, and what should be a good game.
Man, it's going to be a showdown. This game's being played in Tampa Bay, I believe.
And Baltimore.
In Baltimore, guys, coming off that electric win against the Commanders, man.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, in Tampa Bay.
In Tampa Bay, never mind. Yeah. I keep saying this, but, you know, Baltimore's finally got what they wanted in Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson's run game. It looks impeccable, guys. You know, they're quick. They run the ball quickly with Lamar, and once they've tired you out, they give the ball to Derrick Henry, and it's game over. You know, they ground and pound, guys. They're finally clicking on all cylinders. You know, Zay Flowers had an amazing game as well against the Commanders. You know, kind of scared of the Ravens, guys. You know, they're looking really good. You know, they're looking finally to where they want to be and not, you know, playoff disappointments. You know, that's why they got Derrick Henry. That's why they paid him money so that, you know, they can get into December and into January and win those big games. On the Bucs side of things, man, they had such a great game against the New Orleans Saints. You know, they really put it to them, and that's crazy because you don't see things like that in division games. Mm-hmm. So they've scored 51 points.
Saints was up on them for a while, and Baker Mayfield threw three interceptions as well.
That is true. You know, Saints. It's just, but the Buccaneers. You know, they came out at halftime and they were firing. Yeah. You know, they beat them. They beat up on them. So this game is gonna be really good, guys. I'm gonna be looking forward to this game. I saw this game this morning, and I was like, wow, that's insane. You know, it's a doubleheader. This is the first game of the doubleheader. I'm gonna have to go with the Baltimore Ravens here. You know.
Yeah, I think anybody with a brain should be picking the Ravens here, unless you're a Buccaneers fan. Buccaneers are a strong team, and I'm not going to discredit, of course, obviously, Baker Mayfield throwing the 3 interceptions, as well as being down against the Spencer Rattlers, the Saints. Mm-hmm. But they came back, and not only did they came back, they put up 50.
Yeah. That's
a hell of a feat to put on. And that's something they needed against the Ravens, but I don't see the Ravens losing this one. I'm going to take Baltimore. Baltimore looks great. Lamar Jackson on his own was a hell of a runner. Now they got Derrick Henry, Zay Flowers as well. I saw Mark Andrews score a touchdown and immediately thought of you because of your situation with him on fantasy.
I dropped him, but I can't lie, guys. He finally looks like they're starting to give him the ball more. And
as soon as he jumped.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, but fuck that guy. I got Trey McBride anyway. But yeah, they're scary. They're scary for sure.
But yeah, I got the Ravens. And last but not least, pretty mid-ass Monday Night Football game. Chargers taking on the Cardinals.
That's going to be in State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. And guys, I think it'll be, it probably will be pretty boring, honestly, unless the Cardinals.
Nothing exciting about it.
I mean, there's some pieces, but I think the Cardinals are gonna win this game, though. You know, I don't think the Chargers look as impressive as you know all the hype around them. You know, and Jim Harbaugh. You know, I think it takes some time to get culture and mesh it into your football team. On the Cardinal side of things, I think you know that was an ugly loss to the Packers, no doubt about it. But I think they are a good young team still. That you know they're learning and they're getting things together. And they have the rookie Marvin Harrison Jr. You know, and they have some other you know decent pieces that they're putting together. Kyler Murray is still I think an excellent dual threat quarterback. And yeah, for that reason, I'm just gonna have to take the Cardinals here. You know, I think they're gonna want to you know need a win to put their season ahead. I think like Chargers are 3-3 or something like that. I don't think they're like as desperate for a win, but I think the Cardinals are just gonna want it more on coming off this loss. So I'm gonna have to take the Arizona Cardinals.
Chargers like one of the teams that like I don't give a shit about. Like I don't think anybody gives a damn about the Chargers. Besides having Harbaugh, but there hasn't really been any much hype to him. On the other side though, Cardinals have Marvin Harrison Jr. Like you said, Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray's a good quarterback. He's just short, but he's a good quarterback. Cardinals, I feel like here, I've been saying it a lot, but they have the stronger team here. And like you said, like it brings up a good point. The Chargers just don't seem desperate for a win. Cardinals have that young team and that young intensity, that young drive to go for a win. I would take the Cardinals here. Other than that, I guess we could also say our teams on bye is my Cowboys. We need it. As well as the Chicago Bears. Chicago Bears have a nice little week off where they can rest. They've been playing good too. Other than that completes our Week 7 picks, but we'll come back with our college football picks. So as mentioned earlier, we said that when it comes to the college football picks, or talking about like our college football teams and who are they playing, last episode we did the whole predicting the scores. That's my dog barking. We did the whole predicting scores. This week we're going to do that as well. We're going to continue it. But if we land the score prediction, meaning if we got it right, that scores us a point in our predictions. Something that can make it interesting. Now we have to really pay attention to these games. And I'm saying that like if I have the score predictions ready, I don't. I'm going to come up with them on the spot. But we shall see. We're going to start off with NMSU since they play tomorrow. NMSU taking on La Tech.
Guys, I don't know if NMSU is going to win this game. You know, now that we're doing score predictions, you know, I think I'm going to have to pick against them. You know, it's just not.
I know. I'm going to have to pick against UTEP like every week. But go ahead.
It's just not coming together this year for NMSU. I said recently, you know, it's just lost a lot of players in the transfer portal. You know, I guess we're that good, guys, that everybody steals our players. You know, sucks when you're a Power 5 school and, you know, you have some decent players. Everybody wants to take them, especially with all this NIL nowadays. So,
damn, actually, La Tech sucks.
What's their record?
1-4.
1-4.
They beat Nichols. They lost They lost to NC State. They lost to Tulsa in overtime. They lost to FIU. That's saying a lot.
That is.
And they lost to Middle Tennessee as well. So who knows?
That makes it hard, guys. It makes it hard to pick. You know, maybe I will take MSU just for the faith. You know, yeah, I'll take MSU. You know, score prediction. That's always hard. 24 to 20. Why not?
MSU?
Yeah.
Go away. I don't know what's up with my dog today. It's just being like extra cheap. For me, on the other hand, I don't know much about. Well, besides MSU, besides whatever he tells me, I just did a little bit of research. Looked at La Tech's schedule. La Tech's usually one of the more better teams in COSA. They are not. They are like 1-3 as well. So they're on the bottom of the barrel with UTEP and MSU. But I'm gonna take NMSU taking it 23 to 17.
Nice.
Now moving on to my favorite CUSA local team, UTEP taking on FIU at the Sun Bowl.
Damn, guys. This is gonna be an interesting game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because both teams obviously aren't playing very well. FIU, I think they're like 1-4, 1-5, right?
I'm gonna look that up real quick.
Yeah, you know, Florida International University, the Panthers, they're coming all the way to the Sun Bowl. You know, our beautiful Sun Bowl. Guys, it's gonna be a close game. I think it's gonna be a good game. I think it should be a good game. Either that or FIU is just gonna win by 20.
UTEP's actually FIU's 2-4.
2-4. Ooh, guys, that makes it more interesting, guys. I wanted to.
They defeated here. I'll put up. They lost to Indiana, which the Indiana 16th rank. Of course, that's gonna happen.
They're very good, Indiana. The Hoosiers this year.
Oh, I lost my spot. Okay, they lost to. Oh, I lost my spot. Okay, they lost to the 16th ranked Indiana 31-7. They defeated Central Michigan 52-16. They lost to Florida Atlantic 30-20, and they lost to Monmouth 45-42. That sounds like a good game. FIU beat La Tech 17-10, and they actually lost by only a touchdown against Liberty.
Dang, guys.
Fuck. Okay, that's actually scary now.
See, guys, I didn't know all that. You know, I wanted to pick UTEP. You know,
Me too.
to
I might
give
switch
their,
it now.
to their first win. But I'm gonna take the Florida International University Panthers with a score of 34-21.
34-21 F8.
Yes, sir.
Oh. Sorry, guys. I'm writing it now, so that way I have to put it later. It was FIU. What's score?
34-21.
34-21. Okay. Odd ass number. For me, on the other hand, I initially was gonna pick UTEP. I looked at the schedule and I was thinking, should I switch it? But no, I'm gonna stick with my pick. I'm gonna have UTEP winning. But I swear to God, UTEP, if you guys lose again, I'm done. I'm fucking done. Except for if you guys go against Kennesaw State, because then I'll probably predict you guys winning. But other than that, like, Jesus, it's so bad, bro. It's so bad. But I'm gonna take UTEP. 31-21.
Nice.
Hopefully. I hope. I don't even know who's starting tomorrow. I haven't looked, or not tomorrow, Wednesday. I haven't even looked. Other than that, we can go ahead and move on to Michigan taking on Illinois.
Dang, guys. Michigan, number 24 versus number 22, Illinois, in Illinois. Guys, there's no hiding it. Michigan just isn't very good this year. You know, there's a lot of controversy around them still being ranked, which I don't understand.
Damn,
you know.
that's crazy, actually.
Yeah,
That sucks.
I don't understand all these people, you know, hating on us. You know, we haven't. I mean, we've had some disappointing losses. You know, of course against Texas and then to Washington, which is really, you know, I think a stab in the heart. Michigan hasn't really been putting it together this year. You know.
Yeah, Illinois. Sorry, not to interrupt you, but Illinois is actually 5-1.
Yeah, they're
The only loss was against Penn State, 21-7,
Yeah,
and they barely squeaked past the win against Purdue, 50-49.
Yeah, they're pretty insane.
They actually seem
I've
pretty
been
good.
seeing.
Oh, I'm sorry. They're what did I say? 5-1, 4-2,
4-2.
because they lost to Nebraska.
It's gonna be a good game. I think, you know, like I said, Michigan's not playing very good this year, so all these games are a lot closer than they should be. You know, I
Yeah.
think this program should, you know, it's gonna. I guess it takes some time after you lose a lot of the talent, and you know, of course you coach. So, you know, I'm gonna pick Michigan here. I think it'll be. I wouldn't be surprised if Illinois wins this game, but I'm gonna have to take Michigan. Final score. I'm gonna have to go 27-24.
27-24. That was the pick. I don't know. Last time he picked NMSU to defeat freaking Jacksonville State 27-24, and they got clobbered. Let's hope that doesn't happen again.
It might, honestly, but you know, we'll see.
No, I don't think they'll get clobbered. I looked through Illinois' schedule. I'm wrong. They actually. Let me make sure, because. So it was. They actually beat Eastern Illinois, 45-0. They beat Kansas 17-23. They beat Central Michigan 30-9. They beat Nebraska 31-24. They lost to Penn State only by 2 touchdowns, which is actually I don't think that's bad.
Yeah.
And then they beat Purdue. So yes, they are 5-1. Sorry, I was counting on my fingers. They're 5-1. But I don't know. I guess I'll just risk it here. I really don't care who wins. Texas already beat Michigan.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with 34-24 Michigan. And then speaking of Texas, this is where shit gets crazy.
Oh.
Because Texas is gonna be playing the Georgia Bulldogs.
And guys, this game's
And
gonna
Stanford.
Be, yeah, it's gonna be wild, guys. You know, these two teams. This is the two teams I picked to go to the national championship for the year. It's gonna be really good. You know, Carson Beck and them guys. You know, they're always ready to play. They've had some disappointing results. That game against Alabama, and when they beat Kentucky only by 1 point. You know, I do think they're going to play a lot better in this game. I think this game's going to be really good. This is going to be a really, really good game. You know, it's going to give Ohio State and Oregon a run for their money. You know what I mean? And that was a really good game. So I'm looking forward to this game. You know, it's going to be a highlight on Saturday night. But I'm going to have to take the Texas Longhorns. You know, they're playing. They're firing on all cylinders. You know, they're putting everything together. You know, and if they win this game, you know, they're far and away the best team in the SEC. So they're gonna want that game. You know, they're just playing. They're the best team this year, guys. You know what I mean? There's nothing that shows so far that they're not. So, you know, if they win this game, you know, that proves it right there. You know, until the playoffs. But yeah, I think it'll be a close game, guys. I think it'll be really good. I'm gonna have to go with a crazy ass score, guys. We're gonna go like something like 41, like 38. That's what we'll go. 41-38, guys.
Okay, that's not bad. Me, on the other hand, obviously, you guys know who I'm gonna pick Texas. Big Texas fan here, if you haven't been able to tell. It's going to be a game. It's going to be a really good game. I expected it to be a game between Oklahoma, and then I find out that their four starting receivers wasn't even playing because they were hurt. But this one should be a good score, a good game. Both the top teams in SEC, probably an SEC freaking championship game, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I'm going to have to take Texas, taking it 35-30.
Nice.
I'm giving hope that's going to be a close game. I remember the OU game. I still kind of predict, not a blowout, but like a good dominant win, 40-22. It ended up being 34-3. But here, I'm going to go with Texas taking on 34-30. And, well, that wraps up another episode, actually.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. Pretty much it.
That's it. Week 7, guys.
Week 7. It's been hell. We're already about to hit 2 months, which is wild.
That is crazy.
That we've been doing this. We're also talking about doing college football bracket, like, predictions.
To the playoffs.
Playoffs, we'll probably do it the same way we've been doing it, just weekly pick 'ems. Those are going to be so easy to make because they'll probably be done, like, in 5 minutes. Other than that, yeah. But nothing else to say. Go to Lucha City this week. I'll see you guys there. Ooh, I almost popped. I'll see you guys at Lucha City this week. Other than that, my name's XiX from XiX Sports Network.
And I'm Ethan from Steak for Bacon.
We'll see you guys next time.